My lovely people. It's now getting cold here in Colorado, and so I got my sweater on, I got my hat on, I got my game on, I got my fame on. One thing I just wanted to talk about today is basically success, because it's a word that's thrown around a lot. Everyone thinks they know what it means. I think it means different things to different people. And specifically, I'm going to be talking about whether I consider myself to be a successful musician. For those of you that don't know, I teach music production in Denver with a company called Slam Academy. Great company. Obviously, as the instructor, I would recommend it. But one of the things that students ask is, how do I become successful in the music industry? It's an interesting question because it sort of depends what success means. And it ain't money, and it ain't bitches. What is success? What does it mean to be successful? I think a lot of people do correlate success with monetary value. Like they think that they need to be making a certain amount of money to be successful. Not only that, especially younger artists tend to think that they need to be making a certain amount of money via their passion to be successful. And also, a lot of these people haven't really put a lot of thought into how that would specifically work or the actual trials and tribulations associated with it. I know a lot of people that don't have to have a day job like I do. I work in a coffee shop a couple days a week, and obviously I have this gig teaching music at Slam Academy. And then when I'm not doing either of those things, I'm working on videos for you or music for you, more often music. And I also try to have a personal life, which is going great. It's going so good. I know a lot of people that are making money from music. They're touring, they have students, private lessons that they do, they have a website, they sell their music, they're getting royalties from Spotify. And a lot of the people that I know that are in that situation say that they sometimes feel trapped. If you're making money off of this thing that you care so much, there's this strong incentive to keep making art and keep making stuff that makes you money and snap a lot. No matter what you're doing, you have to snap. It's in the Constitution. And people think that they want that a lot of the times until it's actually happening. I've known a lot of people who have admitted to me a good 60-70% of their releases are tracks that they don't necessarily believe in. Music industry people, names you might recognize. I won't say their names here because I want to honor their privacy. But you can get into this situation where you're making music that you don't care about to try to make money because you've attached your notion of success to this idea of making money from music or whatever your art or passion is. And to me, I don't see that as success. To me, my idea of success would be living a healthy life that is balanced with me doing things that I care about, me supporting myself financially, me supporting my friends when they need help, seeking out what I need, going to therapy, all of these normal things, which I know maybe sounds cliche, but it's true, you know? There are a lot of very successful people who are very unhappy. There are a lot of people that make a lot of money and are miserable. It's not a ticket to happiness. It really isn't. I mean, money can't buy happiness. It's a saying that really does ring true as far as I'm concerned. On the flip side of that, I don't make a crazy amount of money, but I'm not living in a mansion. I rent a room in a house with 3 roommates, and I'm really happy. I have a really good life right now. I have healthy friendships. I am able to allocate a ton of time to the music that I care about. I have enough money that I can afford to get a reflector and get a microphone so that I can make videos. And if something doesn't work, I can, invest in that. And I have money to buy plugins that I want for music. I do that while having a day job, which a lot of people think is kind of the worst case scenario. And I know I did, especially when I was 18, 19. I thought, oh no, if I get a day job, it's over. Everything's dunzo. Dunzo Calrissian. But no, it's not. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine. It is fine. The key thing is putting yourself in a context where you're surrounded by people that make you want to do the things that you care about. It's important to really be honest about what those things are, because we're sold a lot of ideas about the things that we should want. But thinking that you should want something is not the same thing as actually wanting it. A lot of the times, if we're honest about what we want, what we actually care about, we find that it has very little to do with any of these societal hierarchies, with any of these ladders that are set up for us as being important. Any of the stuff that is told to you, you should care about this. You should care about having a prestigious job. You should care about getting married. You should care about this. You should care about that. But thinking you should care about something is not the same thing as caring about it. And so with success, I really encourage you to view success from the lens of whether you're doing things that you care about, whether you're taking care of yourself, whether you're able to help take care of the people around you, whether your relationships are balanced, whether there's like a good amount of give and take in those relationships. Are you the kind of person who constantly demands emotional energy from others? Are you the kind of person who's always giving your emotional energy to others? These are things that are going to have so much more impact on your quality of life than $10,000 would for most of you. I mean, as someone who came from a situation where I was constantly running into the red on my bank account, I understand that sometimes really you do need money. I do get that. I understand that sometimes mo money ain't mo problems. I do get it. But for a lot of people, especially people that are somewhat well-to-do, even middle class, you'd be so much better off spending your energy on building a healthy relationship to your world. And even though I don't get hundreds of thousands of plays on my songs or thousands of people that like all my tweets or stuff like that, I think that I'm probably, for the most part, a lot happier and more well-adjusted than a lot of people that do. And maybe to some of you that reads as denial or a justification that I'm using to just justify where my life is at right now. But on the day-to-day, I feel really good. It's got nothing to do with where I'm at in my career. And it's got nothing to do with almost any of the things that I was told I should care about. And I would just really recommend, if you have that outlook, if you're basing your life around how much money you want to be making, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're making money off of the particular thing you want to be making money off of, it's a lot of the times not going to actually benefit you. Just a quick disclaimer before I talk about the mental health thing. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist. Don't take anything I say as medical advice or opinion, just my experiences. I've talked a lot about therapy on this channel and in podcast interviews and in blog interviews and in posts on Facebook and stuff like that. And I'm just going to recommend it again. Going to therapy for the amount of years that I've gone to therapy has done more for me than any amount of money, any amount of anything. It's just helped me to get through the hard times. It's helped me to figure out when I'm in the wrong and when I'm actually blaming myself too much. It's helped me to figure out all of these things. And so with that approach, I think I've been able to find a more balanced set of feelings about what constitutes success for me. And I would really highly recommend that you do the same. So next time you're talking about success, don't talk about it in terms of money. There are some very mean, rude, harmful, terrible people who are successful in monetary terms. But what's their impact on the world? What's their impact on themselves and the people around them? I think that's more important. All right, y'all, thanks for sticking around until the end. Make sure to like, leave a comment if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Tell me what your definition of success is. Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!